Hello, my name is Johanna, and we're going to be talking about the education system as a future teacher. So first, let's talk about what this video is going to be talking about. So first, we're going to be talking about why education matters, current challenges in education, gun control in schools, solutions, and conclusion page. So why does education matter? So again, why does it matter? So for example, education is everything. The fundamental. It's a fundamental of everybody's life, and it's the foundation of a student's career, a person's career, and things like that. So, for example, a teacher in kindergarten will teach a student about letters and spelling and writing and reading and things like that. But not only that, so they'll also be teaching them about social skills, emotional skills, how to work together in a classroom environment, how to treat others the way they want to be treated, all these other things that people don't even think about. Teachers also do in the beginning and all throughout these years, because this is a skill that will build on. And another skill, for example, is how a student should act. For example, a teacher's a role model in this position and things like that. This is what people don't realize also that comes with education, and so it's so important to have. So current challenges in education. So some key points is, for example, they are underpaid, underappreciated, the inequality, the standardized testing, the COVID, and technology. So first, teachers are underpaid. This is a well-known fact that everybody knows. However, nothing has changed about it. The teachers in North Carolina, for example, they are not paid well, and it's actually not sustainable to be able to be a teacher in North Carolina. For example, in Raleigh, I believe it's very a lot of teachers actually have two jobs. I am a student and I go to NC State University, and at NC State we go into the field since sophomore year, and we go to an elementary school, and all of my teachers have told me about how they've had two jobs. This is not something that should be okay, and is not something that should be normalized, because I cannot have a full-time job and then have a part-time job on top of that. A teacher's salary should be enough to be able to live and be able to have a good living and be able to not worry about paycheck to paycheck. Teachers need this because they are so needed and they're always in demand, and they are such a crucial part in a person's life. And everybody has to worry about teachers, like parents, or even learning or anything. For example, getting to college also needs teachers, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools. Everybody needs a teacher, and they're always going to be in demand. Second thing, they're always underappreciated. Teachers are always expected to be on top of things and be be there 24/7 and anytime they can, and they're still underpaid. Okay, then the third thing is inequality. So there is an inequality in education system. For example, depending on the zip code that you live in, this will determine so many resources that you get. For example, somebody that lives in the city and somebody that lives in the country, in a small town, they will not get the same resources that somebody in the city does. For example, I am someone that comes from a small town, and my school didn't provide a lot of AP courses. It did provide a lot of them, but a lot of them were not offered. And however, my friend, she's from a big city and a big town, that she was able to get all these AP courses, AP Spanish and AP Seminar and things like that. For example, I didn't notice this advantage for me, but however, when I went to my college, people were talking about oh, I took AP Spanish and AP physics and things like that. At my school, unfortunately, we do not have these resources. We do not have these courses even offered, because we just don't have the resources for it. So I didn't get the opportunity to take that, and so other people get a better education and in different places. For example, people had early colleges. My county did not have an early college, and a lot of people that in college that I was with, they were already coming from early college, so they already had experience at the college level and things like that. And as well as that, we always get a disadvantage on resources and things like that and materials. So another thing is standardized testing. Standardized testing is difficult because teachers are taught to teach to the test instead of actually teaching like the best that they can to like make sure these students are learning. We have to make sure that these students are passing these state exams and things like that. And standardized testing begins as early as third grade with the EOGs, and that should not be a thing. It should be a different system, and where like hopefully there's a plan for that. With COVID, a lot of things happened with it because, for example, attention span happened where students have like a very very small attention span, and they struggle with like doing work like more than like 30 minutes, and this has reduced several times now throughout the years because with COVID, a lot of students did online learning, and this had students on the computer for a long periods of time, and so a lot of students struggle to go back to the normal school setting where they have to like learn from a teacher without technology. Now, going on, technology is also a huge problem because, for example, there's some schools that have more resources than others. For example, some schools can provide Chromebooks and iPads and things like that, but other schools can't even offer reliable internet. So this is like a very uneven, and it's not fair. And we have to make sure that all schools have like as much resources as they can. So my next slide will be about gun control. So my question is, how many times does gun violence need to happen until something's done? So gun violence has always been a thing for in schools. School shootings. We just recently had the school shooting in Uvalde, the school shooting that would just happen in Georgia this year. We just had the one, like so many school shootings, like such as Sandy Hook, Virginia Tech, and all these different school shootings, and nothing has changed from that. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why there hasn't been change because there should be no debate about having school shootings. After the first school shooting that happened ever, there should have been not been a next one. There should have not been a chance for this to continue to happen over and over again. It is not something up for debate, and this is not something that teachers or students should have to worry about. Students should have to worry about like they should be going to school and being like, okay, I'm going to learn about subtraction or addition or anything, and they should not be worrying about, oh, like what if I don't come home tonight? Like what if I actually don't leave the school? What if like I don't feel safe? What if I'm not safe? Students should not be worrying about this at such a young, like as early as kindergarten. Students should not be worried about not coming home, and teachers should not be also worried about this, like worried about like, oh, let me make sure that these students understand how to multiply double digit numbers. No, like they should be worried about that, not about safety, about like their kids' safety. Students and teachers should be should feel safe in their school environment, and this should not be happening. And this should not continue to be just saying thoughts and prayers, because those thoughts and prayers have got us nowhere. There should be a clear plan to figure this out and make sure that there is no way that shootings happen again. So, some solutions. Like I said, like I mentioned before, gun control, it is not there is no debate. We should not have school shootings. We should not have these students terrified and just scared to go to school and things like that. We should also have a salary increase for teachers. Teachers should not have two jobs. They should make sure to have they have such a crucial job in everybody's life, and yet they're underpaid, they're underappreciated, and they should be able to have a sustainable living. For example, I know a lot of people and a lot of people that tell me that they love working with kids and they enjoy it so much and they would love to do it as a career. However, I'm like, why are you not doing it? And they tell me that it's because they would not be able to live with that salary. And this is a huge problem throughout several states. And even for example, for me, when I tell people that I want to be a teacher, a lot of people discourage me because they're like, you're not going to be able to have you're not going to be able to live comfortably. You're not going to be able to enjoy the things that you want to enjoy. um, I'm gonna have to be living paycheck to paycheck, and that's every single person. Like, so many people, I have lost count of how many people have told me that always discouraged me to leave education, to not do it, because it's not the same system that I used to be before. And this is not something that I love, because I love to tell people that I'm passionate and that I want to be a teacher. That I've always wanted to been a teacher since I was little. Since I was in kindergarten, I knew that I wanted to be a teacher, and this is a huge passion for me. And it's so discouraging when everybody tells me that I should not be doing that. Even teachers themselves, teachers also that are in the system right now, they're always encourage me not to do it, because they're like, it's just so much different. Just know that everybody that's been telling you to not to pull back are like, right, like, you should not be in this. And that is not okay. It is not okay, because one of the hugest worries right now is salary and being able to live off of this income. And this is something that should be fixed, and it should be a competitive salary. Another thing is equal funding. For example, like I mentioned before, there's some schools that like have like Chromebooks and like have like iPads out to every single student, but there's also another county that doesn't even have like Wi-Fi resources and things like that. So we have to make sure that everybody has equal funding, that everybody's able to sorry, that everybody's able to get like this same resources and same opportunities and same resources, because when they come to college, like, everybody's going to be able to have like different backgrounds and things like that, but we don't want to have like somebody that's like had like a lot of advantages and somebody that had like several disadvantages. And also, lastly, another thing is the curriculum reform is basically talking about like teaching to the test and making sure that students are able to succeed and able to learn a lot. So now we need change. And this is not up for debate, and this is clearly stated that we need change now. And this is something that is so crucial, and we need to make sure to go out and vote for somebody that advocates for our education system, that someone that cares for our teachers, someone that appreciates our teachers, someone that even might have been a former teacher. And this is so important, because for me, I've always wanted to be a teacher since I was little. I want to be the change. I want to advocate and make sure that these students get the best quality education system that they can. And I've always wanted to make a difference, and this is my first way how. And I hope that you guys go out and vote and make sure that you look at this candidate's policies. And yeah, thank you.